Guardian Radio, your station for up-to-the-minute news, intelligent, interactive, and engaging conversation. 96.9 FM. The views and opinions of the hosts and guests are their own and do not necessarily reflect the position of the management and staff of Guardian Network.
La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. I represent Bahamian people. I from Nassau, Bahamas, big up Bintan, bro. Where I from Bintan, bro. Right between West and Augusta, where them two roads meet, they call it Wilkinson Street. Manners and respect was like a sign blank check. It seems the ones that coming after quick to disrespect. You see, this life in the ghetto never easy. So many hungry days break till it breathe me. Way I doing the best I can, trying to turn my dollar to 100 grand. I represent the ghetto people. I from Nassau, Bahamas, big up Bintan, bro. Where I from Bintan, bro. Don't take no back talk, no bribe or no joke. If you find fire, you definitely find smoke. Bintan, bro. Where I from Bintan, bro. Bintan, I say up and running. Caliban say my show boy don't ever give in. 7 years of farming, watch the crops them coming. True they see a humble thing, the lion sleeping. But they hating for no reason. Only God that I believe in, living. Watch them only pass through for a season. God bless, I go weed them. I represent the ghetto people. I from Nassau, Bahamas, big up Bintan, bro.
Good evening. It's getting to be good night. And again, it's always a pleasure to be a host on this wonderful station, 969 Guardian Radio. I am your host, Valentino Brown, a.k.a. Scrooge, MP, Governor, so many nicknames. Telephone numbers tonight, 323-6232, 325-4316, and 325-4259. You can text us, powered by BTC, at 422-GR96. You could also listen to Cable Bahamas. You can send in your messages on Guardian Crest. We'll be here also to take your messages and read them as well. You know, we be talking so much sometimes we don't read all the messages because the shows be so interesting and all so much good input from so many of the callers who are actually hosts. So I appreciate each and every one of you who take the time out to have the time to speak on Inside the Inner City and Guardian Radio, but also to be a talk show host. You know, you guys host the show when you talk, so I just want to know that you all are very informative. And the viewers who have been listening, I really appreciate you guys. And today we'd like you also to participate in the show because we want to talk about BPL, how it's going to affect the Bahamian people. You know, we are saying here in the Guardian Radio, BPL can buy back all shares if it wants, you know, and then we have a Tribune bad deal. But before we get into that part of the show, we do it in the second half. We'd like to talk about some events that have been happening, you know, for a long time in the country, and many of it we might say, you know, gang related. But there are many problems in this country that spins off gang related, but it's way more delicate and needs to be looked into. We're talking about domestic violence. And over the course of the last 30 years, we have had a lot of incidents where concerning married persons, boyfriend and girlfriend, you know, sweethearting, married people scheming on their husband, married men sweethearting on their wife sweetheart on their husband. And what it ends up causing is the marriage. It also causes a lot of turmoil. It also causes a lot of hate and violence. And if you look at many of these cases that you see today, they're not gang-related. You know, they are domestic-related. And I just want to talk about it a little bit encourage and give some word of advice to those in this relationship and are making crucial mistakes. Some mistakes you're doing out of love, out of jealousy, and out of stupidity. And I want to talk about three of these points that I'm going to talk about, but I want to talk about the stupidity part that I think you really, really need to think before you make that decision to go to somebody's house to cause problem because you're in a relationship with either their husband or their wife, and you decide you and your friends are going to leave from where you are safe in your environment to go to somebody's house, with all up fence up, and then you're so bold as to go in this yard with your friends to cause problems to people's house. And that's the most stupidest thing you could ever do. So we want to discuss that and hope discourage a lot of persons who might have that kind of attitude to don't do it, all right? So before we begin the show, I'd like to play a clip to start the show. Mr. Producer, could we play the first clip, please?
Violence plaguing New Providence in recent days. Just this morning, a man was found shot to death just feet away from the back wall of the Arm Bailey Senior High School. Rewind to last week Thursday. 4 men and a woman were arrested following an altercation that turned fatal, leaving 23-year-old mom Megan Bethel dead. Police say on Thursday night, a group of women showed up at a residence on Vinspin Road and confronted a man and woman in the home. The man then allegedly shot Bethel. Then on Saturday, a verbal altercation between two siblings led to one fatally striking the other with a car. But that's not the only crime to send shockwaves through the community over the weekend. Yesterday, the shocking murder of Giovanni Roll, a father of two who worked for 20 years at Jet Aviation on Coral Harbor Road, also dominating headlines. Roll, who was a ramp manager, was shot and killed after he arrived for work around 6 a.m. on Sunday. Police arrested a 25-year-old suspect in the domestic terminal of Lyndon Pindling International Airport. Crime advocate and director for Family of All Murdered Victims, Candy Gibson, says it appears domestic disputes are behind these latest slayings.
They're just allowing the enemy to create wasp nests, and they just swarming, and they just don't take it. They're not taking the time to properly think the reaction or the precaution or what is going to happen after they go and they take matters. That anger consume them. They're not thinking.
When it comes to conflict resolution, Gibson had this to say.
We need persons to be able to trust somebody to reach out to them, because I could reach out to you, but you might be a negative person. And so therefore, whatever you tell me negativity, if I'm not strong enough, it's going to go into my mind, and then it's going to infiltrate to what I do on the outside.
With the murder count continuing to climb, advocates like Gibson say they will continue to do work in their communities to help police clamp down on the violence. Reporting for our news, I'm Joshua Williams.
I want to say thank you very much, producer. Let me say to the general public, one or two cases you see in this domestic dispute, probably three, besides the young man getting killed by Arm Bailey School. And what surprises me most, it doesn't surprise me, but what surprises me most is with all this violence in this country, 57 murders already this year. Don't you think we as Bahamian realize now that we should try to avoid conflict as much as possible, because any one of us can lose our life based on the fact that the Bahamas right now, per 100,000 person, is actually a conflict zone. And a conflict zone means that there are a lot of violent people, for this population, because we have millions of people in Canada, millions of people in USA of America, Russia, and a lot of other places get millions and millions of people. And their murder rate, is not as high. Higher per numbers, but for us who probably have 250,000, and then we have millions of people abroad who branch off from the Bahamas, living off, Bahamian descendants. But true born Bahamians, we'd say we get about 300,000, 400,000 living here in the country. And the 700 islands and the 700 keys we have, right? Nassau is 21 by 7, okay? So with all of this killing that has been going on in the last 30 years, don't you think people should have common sense to refrain from these types of conflict? Because, man, each and every one of us, we get mad there's reaction. And in that reaction, we make bad choices and bad decisions if we don't have the right set of company around us. So I'm advising people, for instance, like, first, let me give my condolences to the lady who lost her life. I don't know the full circumstances surrounding the situation concerning her losing her life. But the report is that they left from where they were safe, okay? Where they were safe, where no one was in danger. But someone put some type of influence in this lady's head for them to get together and to say, you know what, we are going to where this person reside. I don't know if they're confronting the woman or the man, but think about this, being people. You're going to leave your house. You're going to leave your community, right? And then you're going to go to confront somebody in their yard or where they're paying their rent, and you're going to go confront them to their door, right? Now, this lady who lost her life, like I said, I don't know how the situation get to that point, but either it has to be a domestic issue. And when people get hurt in this relationship, because you're married, and you go to the nightclub, and you're scheming. So at first, when you go out, you don't respect your wife, or the wife don't respect the husband. Because when you go to say to relax yourself, you go not to associate with nobody because you get your significant other home. But nowadays, most married people feel that, they should be scheming or doing things that they like to do, but it backfires. Because when you go get involved with this girl, right, you're married. At first, everything is good. You start to tell her you're married. She say, I respect that. I know you're married and stuff like that because she'll be in the front. And then, he's saying that, I'd like for us to get together. And when I have the chance and opportunity, we can meet up right by this club. And you come to a mutual agreement, but there is no mutual agreement because you're married. And the lady, she hear you married, she was supposed to walk away. Because eventually, as you keep on going on, you're going to have sex. And then sex brings people closer. Now, that little agreement you had with, your significant other, knowing that he or she married, is going to change. You want more time, Then all of a sudden, you want to know where the wife work, You start to go to his phone when he's sleeping. He or she go into one another phone to look for a number from whoever it is. You go on the person's phone, you get this number now. This the husband, or this the wife. You're the sweetheart. And mind you might not be the only one. And the same girl herself, she could have a boyfriend of her own. You understand? So it ain't like it's four. It ain't like it's three people. It could be four. It could be eight. Because that person could be checking somebody else. That same girl who this married man is talking to right now, she could have a boyfriend, then she have a sweetheart herself. So that's what you open yourself up to when you're married or you're in a boyfriend and girlfriend relationship. So what happens is, as the relationship starts to get better, it starts to get more romantic, he or she falls more in love, when it's time for them to meet up, you ain't wait no more. I want to see you now, or he want to see you now. And it causes a problem because now when he or she calls you, that person could be with their boyfriend or their girlfriend, and you're married. So when the phone rings, this person picks up the phone, and now he says, who is this? Or she says, who is this? And then, that number is never going to go to he or she mind because they see this number. And they're going to call this number someday, somehow, if they see it again. And when they call this, they're going to get information. And this girl, who is a sweetheart, she's going to start saying, oh, I been sleeping with your husband from this and that, and talking about this and that. And, he is my man now. He getting ready to leave you because the husband be telling the wife, telling the girl, sweetheart, I don't really like my wife like that. I wanna get rid of her, but you know how it goes. So I working on it just to come more closer and have control over this female. And she could fall for it, and he might treat her well. But it comes down to a point where she wants all the time. And then when you look, these kind of things happen where the sweetheart, he or she, goes to a married person or boyfriend or girlfriend house to confront them because they had a little argument over the phone. The wife had an argument with the sweetheart calling, and she said, don't call this house no more. You don't live here. When my husband's out there, he could do what he wants, but when he here, this is my house. So, you think that's my house? Yeah. I could come there. The wife said, come. And when you go there, people have children. People have children. And children will react to protect their parents. And sometimes these children, are at-risk kids, and they're looking for the first opportunity to make the wrong decision. So when you go there thinking your head bad, you stir up a whole can of soup because the person's their family, who trying to tell you, come out the yard. I ain't coming out no, and people like the case, I ain't coming out down, blah, 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 blah. You can't tell me this, so people get agitated and then bad things happen, And this is happening. This is what is happening in our country today. We don't respect marriage. We don't respect boyfriend and girlfriend. We don't respect basically nothing in this country no more. All our morals, are actually getting thrown the door because people ain't thinking irrational. They're making decisions based on I don't know what, because you can't be thinking straight. How in the world you could leave your house to go to somebody's house to cause problem? And 10 of the law is going to protect the individuals. In the case with the lady getting killed with the firearm, the young man might get charged with manslaughter and spend time for the firearm. And it wasn't premeditated. It was an agitated situation which the court is going to look at it. And they're going to say that the persons came to these persons' residence and they started an incident, which in turn caused the young man to get agitated, which he had an unlicensed firearm. I don't know if the firearm was licensed or unlicensed, but I heard he throwing himself in. And it caused him now to be facing a murder charge because of the ill thinking of the females. But it don't start there. It starts wherever this relationship started from. That's where it started from. When the husband or the boyfriend or whatever the situation is, that's where it started from. And that leads to all of that, which you see happening in our country today. It's a cycle. And I would like to say to girls and guys out there, you have to think rational and make better choices. You can't go around married people's house because you're a sweetheart or girlfriend or a boyfriend and you believe you're the baddest thing on earth and not thinking rational. And then you're going to go to a house that is protected, that is fenced up, that has a gate on it, and you're going to open the gate. And that's our society today. We're not thinking at all. So we need as much guidance counselors as possible. We need much educators as possible, because this generation now is completely lost. Even a guy like me knows better to go around people's house, right? Because I know the momentum in that family's domains. You understand? It's like a dog. A dog knows that this little spot is his spot. And any other dog comes to that spot, he could be a scary dog down the road. But if he live in his yard, and the baddest dog come in his spot, in his yard, he know his owner is there. He knows he's protected. And he'd fight harder. And this would cause him win the fight. Now, if he go down the road, dry fight the same dog, that dog would beat him after that. But like I said, your home is a place where you feel protected and you're going to defend it. That just in our DNA, And if most people go to people's house to cause problems, like I said, the problem will have to start there. It starts by just sweethearting on your wife or sweetheart on your girlfriend. It starts there. But this would lead to all of that. A prime example. A few years ago, there was this deacon in the church. We can't even talk about the church because some of the most heinous crimes that happen in the country come from actually these deacons and certain pastors, who committed serious offenses and murder. And then we had this deacon about a few years ago. He was married. I can't remember what church he went to. No one's perfect. But he ended up sweethearting a lady, treat her well. I think he bought her a house. He's married. He bought her a house. And I think that, he was doing well for himself, providing, making sure she get the best, a sweetheart. You think you get the wife locked down because you're giving the wife everything that she desire. But how things go. So according to the newspaper news, when I was listening, they're saying that the husband who sweethearted the young pretty girl, went to visit her on his lunch break. So when he go on the visit her, all they gonna see is black hip in his face. I have to say it like this, excuse me, right? So how you could give and can't take? You're married. So that's the whole thing about it. What I don't understand, That's why, when I do foolishness and someone bought on my girl, I can't feel no way. You understand? Because I have to give and I have to take it, right? But I have to let it go because I go and do foolishness. You understand? So it's consequences. So, you got your wife. You're doing well for yourself. You're a deacon in the church. So you see one little fine little thing. You decide, what you're doing good for yourself that, you deserve next. Sweetheart. You're a sweetheart, right? It worked for a little while. But you're married. So that same girl who you were checking, even though you were doing well for her, buying her the latest clothes, paying her rent, or buying a house, buying a nice car, you're not there every night. And when she call you, you can't answer your phone. And when she call you sometimes, you might be with the wife. So at first she would accept this. But after a while she gets spoiled. And then when she gets spoiled, she gets spiteful, because when row come between you all two, she say you get your wife and you can tell her, I ain't leaving my wife and blah, 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 but this and that and all that stuff. So you're saying this to someone now who has feelings for you. So in her mind now, she's saying, yeah, all right, I got to look for my significant other. So she'd go there and she probably done had one or two guys, but she got next guy. And then she decide, to start checking this guy. So now the same house or the same place that this deacon is paying rent to now, it's not for him no more. It's for this guy who she's checking now. And according to the newspaper, he came to have lunch and like I said, he meet, hip in his face, and then he got jealous. He yucked up a cutlass. He spanked the guy across the hip in his back, according to the news. The guy running the house naked. And then he butchered his sweetheart. And then he is in Fort Hill prison right now. I think they're in about 45 years or 35 years. So that's what's going on in the country. We get a call on the line. We're going to take this call. Go ahead, call on. You're on Inside in the City on Guardian Radio 96.9 FM.
Good evening, Scrooge. How you doing?
I'm fine.
Great. Now, Scrooge, I'm talking to those who say they name the name of Christ. And he said, those that name the name of Christ depart from iniquity or depart from sin. I'm not talking for those who haven't placed faith and trust in Jesus Christ.
Yes, sir.
What I'm saying, Scrooge, is this. a lot of Christians doesn't have that reverential fear of God. They don't realize the Bible said the eyes of the Lord are in every place, beholding the good and the evil. And he also said the eyes of the Lord upon the ways of man, and he pondered all his going. David said, where can I go from thy presence? If I make my bed in hell, thou art there. If I go up the highest heaven, God is there. He said, the night is like day to him. A lot of Christians, they leave this island. I mean, they don't leave the island no more. They commit all of their sins and their adultery right here. They don't have that reverential fear of God no more. You know, one time ago, we had that reverential fear. Certain things we wouldn't have done.
Yes, sir.
Growing up in the island, if you pass in the church and you will drink, I'm talking about now those who aren't saved. If they was drinking a beer, they either drink all that beer or pour it out.
Yes,
or
sir.
if they were smoking a cigarette, they would out that cigarette. They have a hat on, they'll take it off and put it across their chest.
Yes, sir, you're correct.
And pass the church. If you pass and your music on in the radio, you can turn it down.
Yes, sir, you're correct.
But now, Scrooge,
Yes, sir.
these guys coming in the front of the church
Yes, sir.
with the boombox shaking the whole building.
Yes, sir. Smoking on
There's
this.
no, and you know where it starts from?
Yes, sir.
It starts from those that name the name of Christ. You check the way the women go to church today.
You see
that
them-
was a no-no.
You see, they get a pastor hard on now, sir.
And they
You see them dress?
you.
I ain't no church boy. Them girls is wearing some dress, man. All you can see is their parties and stuff, man.
They go in the front of the pew, cross their leg, and the front of the preacher believes he made out of iron.
You think he can preach good, sir?
It's sad, Scrooge.
But it's a reality, eh?
What ain't too tight, it's too short. To split all your bosom and everything showing. But you know how it starts, Scrooge?
Yes, sir.
Watch this.
Go ahead, sir.
Just say a person come to church, a young lady. Okay, she gets saved now. She trusted the Lord.
Yes, sir.
But she come back again in the same short skirt that she came in. But if she see those in church up in the choir with them mini skirt on,
Yes, mini.
and when they sit down in the chair, you can see all under the leg.
All under the.
And so you think she can change her dressing code?
No, because you make.
No, because she can feel comfortable. She said, I can continue to come to church dressed the way I am dressing. Let me give you a story in the Bible. When Jesus came across the river and he met this man, he was demon possessed.
Yes, sir.
He was running up and down, cutting himself. He was naked, out of his mind.
That's Legion?
Yeah, but he got saved.
Yes, he got saved.
But watch this. And the Bible said when Jesus passed by, he found him seated, clothed, and in his right mind. That means he changed his dress code.
Yes. He was naked no more.
He changed his dress code.
So since he become a new being, he changed his ways.
See, so what I'm saying, Scrooge, is this. Many lost people, Christians are a stumbling block to them.
Yes, sir.
And you know, a lot of people like to use this way, I make a mistake. No. Sinning is not a mistake. That's something that had to run internally through your mind first before you commit it.
Okay, sir.
It's a mindset. So you have to think about that. You have to process that in your mind.
Yes, sir.
I'm married. I am not afraid to leave my phone around. No place with my wife. I give her my code number. She go. I ain't got nothing to fear.
Because you're not a schemer.
Because I'm not. I've been married now. Going from 1986.
Huh?
86.
You've been married since I graduated on T.A. Thompson, 1986. And I can't hold a girlfriend no longer than 6 months.
so Scrooge.
What? 1986?
And that's why the Bible says, those who are called by my name shall humble themselves and fear.
So let me ask you a question.
Go ahead.
From 1986 to now,
yes, sir.
You're still in love with your wife?
Yes, sir.
Still in love.
Never slept out of my marriage bed. You know why?
Why,
because
sir?
I know God is watching. I can't hide anything from God.
So what you trying to say? If you go to do something wrong, it's going to cause some repercussion. That's what you said.
Yes, because you have that reverential fear.
So
that God sees.
Just watch it. Go ahead, sir. Go ahead. So God is watching. He's watching your marriage. Now, if you allow yourself to go out and say, start a sweetheart, you're not going to have that relationship that you had from 1986, the day that you have. Because your wife know you're a trustworthy person. She know you're dependable. So that's why you have no reason not to not block your phone or to let your wife go on your phone the same way she would leave her phone right there.
Yeah,
So you're all comfortable.
Nothing to worry about.
No stress. You don't have to worry when no one's sleeping with your wife. You don't have to worry when sleeping with you.
A lot of preachers, Christians today, they would never let their wife get hold of their phone.
Wow.
Because they afraid they might go and see a number or see some pictures. See some pictures on the phone and all of that. And they call the number. So go ahead.
And I'm just trying to knock some point. I'm glad you called. And guess what? Out of wedlock, we have a lot of out of wedlock children. And because of the out of wedlock, they are born, and these kids turn out to be the very voice, and they come from the same Christian. And, we have regular babies who out of wedlock, but they said who are married, out of wedlock, who are married, and then they have these outside children who they are born, and these children, boy, listen.
It becomes a vice grip.
And that's why.
That's the problem in this country today.
Yes, sir.
He said, let everyone that name the name of Christ depart from iniquity.
Yes,
Not saying that you'll be perfect, but you need the God. See what happened this? Let me tell you, Scrooge, you one time. This years ago, I ran over to see knocking on the doors, inviting people to church, Baptist Bible Church. When I knock on this door, this lady say, I'm coming now. I come and open the door now. I just come out the bathtub. You know what I said, Scrooge? Bye. There's a clock in the door. Why must I wait till her come to open the door?
So you ever get a sneak peek? You ever see them breasts or nothing? Know you gone because you're mad and you know where that's going to head. So you head on it before the devil even get you.
That's why.
So you run away from temptation.
That's why he said what David did. Not David, Joseph.
Yeah.
Remember when he was tempted by Potiphar's wife?
Yes.
And
he resisted.
She was not an ugly woman. I think she had a Coke-shaped bottle and everything. And the Bible said day by day, she tempted him. And finally, I believe she sent all the slaves out of the house.
Yes, she couldn't resist.
And she keep going.
And she was married.
She grabbed him. David means Joseph means, boy, let me see what I can do. I know I'm strong.
Yes.
The Bible said he flee. He ran.
And I hope these pastors are talking about these same stories, because these stories, if they talk about these stories and explain these stories just like you're explaining now, we have a good understanding about resisting temptation, because Joseph had a great opportunity to sleep with his master's wife, but true respect for her being married, and she respect her husband, he respected.
He said, how can I do this great sin against God?
That's right.
And he said, your husband gave me everything except you.
That's right. You want to say he said...
You.
And you see,
he didn't stand up and even Job said, I will not look upon a maid, or he will not stay upon a maid. And that's what got David in trouble.
Yes.
He went on top of the roof. He's supposed to be in the battle.
Yes.
And he saw Bathsheba, and he stared, and he looked, and lust started to take place. Then he said, go get her for me.
And he caused a moral in the army.
And guess what? And the Bible said, yes, he got forgiven when Nathan came to him and confronted him. He said, thou art the man. But he was quick to repent when he realized what he did.
Yes.
That's why the Bible said he was a man. He was quick. He didn't say, well, she was on the roof. He said, I have sinned. I have done this wickedness before God.
Right.
He didn't try to cover it up. And the Bible said, he that covered his sins shall not prosper. But whosoever confess it and forsake it shall obtain mercy.
Yes.
So what I'm saying, Scrooge, today, Christians got to get their hearts right and start living. God said, it is written, be ye holy, for I am holy. I'm not saying that you are sinless.
Yes, sir.
But you have to try to pant and live after God each. And you only can do that in the power of the Holy Spirit.
Yes, sir.
I know some people can call the show and say, well, God said God would not tell a Christian to do something that he's not enabled him to do it.
Yes, sir.
We give ourselves to temptation.
Yes,
and he
sir.
said, don't make no way for the flesh.
Yes,
You're watching a program on television, and you start to watch pornography and all that.
Really
all of a
next.
sudden now, that start to burn. The lust start to burn.
Yeah, you start to get aroused, and you start. Yes,
and then
yes.
now you can say, boy,
Yes.
she ain't look good as my wife.
Yes.
And I go there to look for someone look just like that woman on television and
Yeah.
get yourself in hot water.
But she ain't get a better heart than your wife. She ain't get a better person who
No,
can care for you.
She got everything. She
get
got wipe out.
Yes, but like you say, the wife cares for you. The wife's gonna be there when you're sick. That one is just an illusion.
Yeah. And that's the problem right now we have in our country.
Yes.
Christians are being a bad example to those who are lost.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Thank
sir.
you, Scrooge.
Thank you for calling it. You did a wonderful contribution just now. When you're married, if you don't love your husband no more, or you don't love your wife no more, I can't give you a word of advice on what to do. I guess you have to go to God and find a solution. But like I said, if you're married, try resist temptation as much as possible, And ladies, if you go to a nightclub and you see a married man in a nightclub, once you know you're married, I don't care how and what the situation is, there's no future for you. Life is not going to be happy. And same thing I would say to a female. If you go to a nightclub and this guy says he's married, end the conversation, And then if you're talking to somebody and they have a boyfriend or girlfriend, some people just be breaking up. They could be breaking up in their marriage. So I think you could talk because they are separating and you're sure they're not going to get the back together. Yeah, and then, if a guy have a boyfriend, if a girl have a boyfriend, other girls, would want to like him, that's natural, that is not going to change. But I'm saying that, you have to be really, really respectful for yourself. You should never be number 2 or number 3. You should always be number 1, okay? You're not a substitute for nobody. A sweetheart is a substitute for the husband because he feels, he is in control. So you're just a substitute. Don't be a substitute. Be a number 1 option, Don't accept number 2. Some girls accept number 3. Some guys accept number 2, number 3, number 4, number 5. You're not respecting yourself because you must understand there's only one of you. No one else in the world has a fingerprint like you, all right? So make better decisions, on who you get yourself involved with. You understand? Find out their background. And like I said, if people are married, and the most dangerous thing about it, sometimes it's before married people. Like 2 married people, you have 2 married set of people dating one another, and they know they're married. I mean, it's crazy. That's the most nastiest thing I think is possible, being married and then going with the next married couple, married person. That's crazy. I wonder what sin that is. Married person liking the next married person. Married man liking the next married woman. Or married woman liking the next married man. And they both married. I don't know what sin that is. Okay, we're going to take this next call. Go ahead, call up. You're on Inside the Inner City on Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. Caller, you there?
Hello.
Hello, good night.
Good night, Scrooge.
Bless up. What do you say to us?
Good night.
You're breaking up a little bit.
I'm breaking up, but I can hardly hear you. You can hear me just sparky.
Yeah, that's you.
Yeah, that's me, just I.
You sound it's staticky, really staticky.
Wait, that's what I'm tell go there. You can hear me yet?
You sound you're breaking right up spark.
Let me try call back.
Okay. Thank you. We have a next caller on the line. Go ahead, caller. You're on Inside in the City on Guardian Radio 96.9.
What's along with you, Scrooge?
All right, good night to you.
Can I hardly hear you?
Hello? It's me?
Yeah, got you now.
Okay.
We need justice, law, and order in Bahamas here. But let me show you something. When 2 married person are going together, you call that adultery.
Adultery?
Yeah, that's the sin of adultery.
Adultery. Okay.
Okay?
Yes, so thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Adultery. Wow. And I think that's very dangerous. You know, and I think that you bring a lot of sin in the world, because if you're married and then you have a child with married person and the child comes in the world, you know, I think that we're causing destruction on ourselves, you know. Really, I really do. I want to thank Braymond, you know, he said it's adultery. You know, and that's what a lot of that is going on in the country. We have a lot of unwanted kids in the country, because once children are born out of adultery, the fathers, them, and the mothers, them don't really check for the child. You know, the child is more like an old cast, you know. I've seen that in some families, some big-time families in the country, and I've seen where I went in the office, and this guy was a former prime minister's son, and I didn't know. You know, I was in the Ministry of Works a few years ago, and I'm not going to say who prime minister. All I'm going to say is what the guy said, and you could see the look-alike, and he was in there, and he said that, y'all know who he is? Y'all better give me something to do. And he looked at him, he said the name, and that's when everyone looked around, because he was really, really mad. And I watched the permanent secretary come walk out from that ministry and come down and get his young man out to his truck. And when I listened, he said, you better give me something. And, you know, he got a very lonesome contract, you know, but he was an outside kid, you know, and certain people didn't want to know he was an outside kid. They might know, but then, you know, they want to keep it on the down low, you know. So that's what has happened. If you look at King David with his son Absalom, you know, he is the one who really destroyed Israel. And he was an outside child. And he was the most beautiful person in the world, you know, man or woman. You know, they said his locks was like cubics, and he was tall, and neither man nor woman were more beautiful than him. And he was sleeping with his father's concubines. You know, he was really disrespectful to his father. And because he had him out of wedlock, and he was from a land that didn't have the 10 or 40 commandments and the principle of the Most High, in the tribe of King David, in the tribe of Israel. And because of that, God told David not to go and have children outside of the people who keeps his covenant. And because of that, Absalom was created. And if you know his story, he had half of Israel on his side. And from then, there was problems. From then to this now, because David disobeyed the Most High. We have a next call on the line. We're going to take this next call, and then we're going to have you guys talk about BP a little bit. Go ahead, caller.
Good afternoon. How you doing?
Good night, Spark.
You got me now?
Yeah, a little better. Go ahead.
Yeah, okay. Now, do you believe in your Constitution?
Nope.
You don't believe in the Constitution of the Commonwealth of the Bahamas?
No. Why I could believe in? I see the politicians them breaking it all the time. And
No. We're talking about the Constitution. Whether somebody breaks the Constitution doesn't mean whether you believe in it or not. The Constitution.
Well,
you believe in the 10 Commandments?
I don't believe. I know the 10 Commandments.
No, you know the 10 Commandments.
And
but if you break the 10 Commandments, don't mean that you don't believe in the 10 Commandments. You believe in the 10 Commandments, but you break them. We break the 10 Commandments, but we believe in the 10 Commandments.
Mm-hmm.
We believe in what Mommy and Daddy taught us, but we go and break them. You understand where I'm coming from? Or that's a little too deep?
No, it ain't too deep for me.
Because if you get swim by the beach, don't come out there past the greens, that bush out there, you know, that blue water. What I'm trying to say to you, Scrooge, when I listened to you, the gentleman, a little while ago, because you believe in that, and you come to swear and live by that, don't mean that everybody got to believe in what you believe in. And if they don't believe in what you believe in, that means they're wrong, and you're right. In other words, the Constitution of the Bahamas give us the right to freedom of speech, religion, and this and that and that. Not because you're a Christian. means that the other side across the road is a Muslim, meaning that you right and he wrong. But all you are worshiping the same God. He might have a different religious belief, but you believe in Christianity. Now, get where I'm coming from, Scrooge.
I listen to you.
I listened to you and that gentleman talking a while ago, and everything he was saying, you was believing in what he was saying. He quoted more scriptures, more parts of the, he quoted more parts of the St. James version of the Holy Bible, because he good at quoting the Bible.
Well, be aware of what that is. What I'm
saying.
saying.
Listen what I'm saying, Scrooge.
Listen, hold on. What's the first?
Allow me, Scrooge.
I can allow you to point, because like I said, the gentleman was speaking up for something's true. Now you're saying not everyone is Christian. Now I'm not saying because we're here speaking that we're right, but I know one thing.
I'm not talking about whether anyone is Christian.
All right.
I am saying because he believes in all of that. And because he could quote every scripture in the Bible from Genesis right back to Revelation. And he's a Christian, meaning that when I walk through the gates of heaven, and I say, "Well, screw it, the other fella." Peter said, "Man, you ain't no sparky them to a swing anyway." Those Christians, we believe in something else up here. We don't know where we go. We don't really believe it. What we have said is, we have all been through our ups and downs, our beliefs, our disbeliefs. But I tell you the truth, I see more people grow up in the Christian faith in this country walk through the jails of Foxhole, and them and their parents and all of them come through the Baptist, Anglican, Catholic, and everything, calling themselves Christians. More of them walk through the gates of Foxhole prison than Muslims and Rastafarians and all kind of other religions than Christians. We got more Christians who believe in Jesus Christ and who believe that Jesus Christ is God in Foxhole prison than Muslims. Why is that?
You want to tell why is that?
You tell me. Why we got more Christians in jail than Muslims in this country?
Well, they say the one who wins the war.
Maybe the Muslims know how to worship
Hold on. You want to answer? Hey, hold on. Hey, hold on. You want to answer? You got to listen as well, right? You want to answer? The Christianity is a dominant religion because England, Rome are the winners of the war, and they rewrite history, and they doctrine what was the real religion or the real belief. And it wasn't Christianity, all right? You all must always remember that. Christianity is a pagan religion that was brought onto this part of the world, okay? So even though we might be talking with voodoo, and I'm not insulting nobody with no Christianity, I'm telling you, if you do your history, you'd see, all right? Because it goes to this. Look at the people who crucified Christ. Who they were? The Romans, right? Who were the Romans? They were the government. They was like the United States of America now, superpower back in the day. And when they conquered, they brought their history. And some of us keep some of our history. But in doing so, they put it in their ways, but they add their pagan ways like Christmas, Easter. They add like August and July, Julius Augustus and August, add months onto the year and all. You understand? So when we're talking about voodoo, and we could say about Haiti, but if we look at Christianity, you could see it as also a false religion. Because Christianity has been responsible for millions and millions of people getting killed. Because when the Roman Empire was moving through, even when the Spanish was moving through, and they came to lands that people were peaceful. Because even Christopher Columbus, when he came to the Bahamas, he said that the most beautiful and most peaceful people he saw was right here in the Bahamas. But when he came, he brought the Bible, right? And he brought the Bible, and when he brought the Bible, what happened? Our walks was getting slaughtered, raped, pillaged, and he made the Arawaks who were living in the Bahamas, who are still here today, our descendants, he made them rebel and killed Christopher Columbus soldiers who he left here. And then they came here and they brought the sickness. That's Christianity for you now. But what was before Christianity? You're talking about the Muslim and all that stuff. There was something before that. And that's the real teaching. And that's the 10 Commandments. And that's what I feel. You could say it's more. It could be 40 commandments that he gave us. So it ain't about the religion. And what we were talking about, the different gentleman was talking about, we were talking about why things are happening in our country. You know, he was talking on Christianity. I was talking overall Christianity. I'm talking about us as individuals, us as boyfriend, us as girlfriend, us who married, you know, us who in the church, you know, all of us. You know, none of us are perfect, you know. But to say Christianity is going to save the Bahamas. No, God is going to save us. Yahshua is going to save us. But we have to save ourselves by keeping the laws of the Father and applying it. And we're supposed to be teaching the next generation to keep these covenants so that they themselves can be blessed and not be tempted. So good. Look at Christianity, the Roman Catholic Church. Go look at it. Who was the Roman Catholic Church? Constantine. Who was Constantine? Go look at it. Go look at it then. Now we supposed to use the goodness that is preached in the Bible about helping one another, loving one another, caring for one another. Those are the principles. You understand? And that is true Christianity. But that is not even Christianity. That's just us as a human, you know, being. It's not about no religion. It's about us seeing someone down on the ground who needs help, like a good Samaritan. That's more talking with Christian like. You know, so I just wanted to say that, you know, to me, I am not against Christianity. I just knew where it come from. I know that before Christianity, if you look in Ethiopia, you know, you would see where we had elders and we had village and, you know, we had prophets, you know, who to preach the word, to keep the people in talk with the word. We got a caller? Okay.
Yes, we got a caller.
Go ahead, caller. Sorry about that.
Okay. Good evening. How are you?
I'm fine, sir.
Good.
And
I'm listening to your comments, and you're leaving out a big part of it.
Go ahead, sir.
What we need to do is get to the root cause. Now, when I say that, I mean there are more women than men. Men, we go to wars. Men are alcoholics, they're drug addicts, a lot of them are locked up in jail. And more women are born than men, more women are born than men. Now, let's take into account every man gets one woman. Let's say, I'm going to be nice with the assumption I'm going to make. Let's say there are 5 women to every one boy, one man. What's supposed to happen to the other 4? Now, I always ask this question. I tell people, think before you answer me. And well, I'm going to make another comment. Do you believe we have a sixth sense in us that nobody talks about?
Yes, third eye.
The sixth sense is, in the Bible also, God gave us dominion over all things. Let's say Putin right now. He hasn't finished exploring Russia yet, but he's trying to take in Ukraine. Mm-hmm. I'm saying that to say we always want more.
Yes,
now,
yes.
If that's in our DNA, our makeup, how God made us, we don't know. Mm-hmm. But man always wants more. Like, if you get a car and a house and a family, you feel like your life is complete. But no. You need to go buy some more real estate. You're going to get apartments. But you never even live in them.
Yeah.
But because you want more, and sometimes you only go there to pick up your rent, you don't go to even walk around your place. Mm-hmm. So I'm saying that this to you, that we have an inner instinct in us to have and want more. Mm. I don't know about women. I was never a woman. I'm a man. And I always feel the urge to do another investment, Why is that? And I can't even live there where I'm investing. I don't go there unless it's to fix something on the rent. But I want to say I own this. I have more. It's all man is made to have more, whether it's in women, material things, or land. That is how we are made. Now, some men, like you see out there, some of them only got the house and the car, but some of us have more than that for what reason? I wish I didn't have them because they're really a headache. But I have them. Why? I don't know why. Mommy and Daddy told me many years ago, get something, invest so you can live if you live long. But how much do I need to live on? I only can sleep in one bed, one house, drive one car. But I have more than enough for me one. Why is that? Why do I think I need more? Let's find out why we think we need more. And that goes for this woman thing, the sweethearting thing you're talking about. All of us can say we're going to get married live together until we die. But you're only human through that process. You can't tell me you loved her every day or she loved you every day. Sometimes you wish the person wasn't around. But because you made a commitment, you stay in that. But we are a creature that wants more. Now, where that goes from here, I don't know. And I don't have the answer.
That's right.
But it's a sixth sense we have in us to want more.
Yes, sir.
I'll hang up and listen.
Thank you. I understand what you're saying. I understand what you're saying. I understand everything you're saying. Sometimes relationships. I understand.
But nobody can answer that.
No, you can't. It was so much different scenarios to it.
Right. And then, okay, let's take the preacher. He started off in a little church, but he ended up in a big church.
Yes.
He wants jet, the Rolls Royce. He wants more also. It's just in a different thing.
Yes, sir. I feel it.
That's an instinct we have, and some of us can control it, and some of us can't.
Yes, sir.
Let me take you to another point. Look on TV when you go home. Watch how much sex is advertised
on TV.
In a commercial.
Yeah. And a lot of
it's everywhere. It's confronting you everywhere.
Not only that, now they're showing a lot of sissy sex.
Right. But I didn't want to bring that up, but I'm glad you brought it up. It's being pushed in our face.
You're watching a good action movie, you're seeing two men or two women.
Yeah. So I'm saying that is what we are taught. Even the generation before us said to buy land, buy more land, some of them. Our forefathers got land, they never saw the end of it.
Yes.
But they say they own it. Why? But that's our sixth sense to have more.
Yeah. Right.
So we don't know the answer. People could make all kind of comments tonight.
Yeah,
and I feel this show is going to go on before you a lot longer than you anticipate. We're going to BBL.
Yeah, I got to BBL right now.
But my friend, if people want to get honest, they'll call and say some things to you that would make this thing where nobody has the answer.
No one has the answer for this. No, it's
about you as a person,
making that right decision.
how you feel inside. We have a soul.
Yes.
And it tells us when you do good things, you feel good. When you do bad things, you feel bad.
Yes, different scenario.
That is the only judgment we have in us.
Yes, sir.
Because women are beautiful creatures. Yeah. Every time I go somewhere, I see another one, I say, boy, I wish I could have that. That is my inner self.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't go behind it.
No.
Because I got more important things to do, and I know the headache that will be.
You know, sissy, sir. So it's natural.
Right.
Now I'm not disrespecting no one who on the other side or whatever.
Even if they're on the other side and they see somebody else they like, a feeling comes out of them. You ever went to a party or a club, you and your boys, and you just going to hang out?
Yeah, one girl passed you and she gave everyone attention. Yeah.
You didn't go there to meet nobody.
No, but then, yeah.
But here comes the kind you like.
Yeah, the devil
and
walking in.
And then she's friendly.
Yep.
She make you feel good.
Yeah, your wife must wasn't doing the right thing.
No, it ain't the wife. She's doing her part.
Right.
But it's because of our instinct.
Yeah. All right.
We just see this nice thing and it looks nice now, especially if we could afford it.
Yeah.
Because you look at all the gold leaf rappers, they don't need all that, but they can afford it.
Yes, sir.
So it's an instinct we have in us, and nobody wants to recognize it or talk about it.
Yes, sir.
I watch these speakers come on and their motivational speeches.
They don't talk about these kind of stuff.
And mind you, they telling you only need one little thing, but you go where they live, the jets, the cars they got, and the watches they got. but they telling you to live off of sardine and corned beef. But when they get home, they got crawfish and filet mignon.
Yes, sir. All right.
And veal.
Yes, sir. You're right. Thanks, sir.
So we don't have the answer to this thing. This could go on forever. This discussion. But I want to listen to the comments.
Yeah. You know, a lot of people listen to the show and they really don't want to comment because we're talking real stuff. And you know, I'm not just saying this to give people awareness. Like, don't go to people's house. You know, if you're in a relationship.
No, man. There's more places you can meet than that.
Don't go to people's house. You know, if you have a problem.
That was dumb.
Yeah. So I get a 1 or 2 comments.
But we don't have the answer to this, Scrooge.
All right,
and God already told us in the 10 Commandments. He didn't make us perfect.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I get 2.
All right, good night.
All right, thank you very much. Let's go. The text says, wasting more, wanting more and more is called greed. They say, Scroogey, when are you going to warn these people about swinging and scamming people out of their hard-earned money? Tell them the dangers of it. Yeah, you know, that's us now where we become corrupt. You know, and that was the caller. That was the text saying that just now. You know, and the only thing I'm going to say is this: be more careful in your decision making. Yeah, your life, like the caller said, you know, might go out and you might see a female or whatever. So you're married, you know, respect your marriage. You know, respect your boyfriend, girlfriend. You know, just even if you decide to put yourself in a situation like that, just think about all the different situations happen where people goes in people's yard to fight them because of a relationship and end up losing their life or getting locked up and go before the courts. So I'm just saying and giving my 2 cents to those out there with those type of intention to think about it before you do it, because you could lose your life, you could end up before the courts. You understand? You also could endanger yourself and others. So just try, make the best decision that you can. Don't act out of anger. You know, even though you could be angry, you still can simmer yourself down just a little bit, you know, and think a little bit. And if you have good friends, they will advise you not to go to those, you know, or to go in that neighborhood where he or she resides. You know, you can't leave your safe environment to go put yourself and others in dangers, you know, because you know what happens when you go around other people's houses and yard. They will react different. And they're telling you to leave your yard, and you insisting, you can't do me, then I ain't coming to this yard, and you're cursing and on, then, you know, everyone gets mad. Okay? We have one more caller. I'm going to take this call real quick. Go ahead, caller.
Scrooge, my brother. Good evening, man.
Good night.
Hope all is all right, eh?
Yes, sir.
Awesome.
Yes,
That's
sir.
a very interesting conversation you're having this evening. Just want to drop 1 or 2 very quick nuggets here.
Go ahead, sir.
First and foremost, is a natural instinct for the physical man to want more. Okay? As long as their resources are able to get more, they will continue to get more. They will long to get more. If they see something that they already have top of the line, they're going to go out there and try and find something that's better. That they deem is better than what they have already. Let me tell you where the problem comes in, though. You know, the problem comes in when you have acquired all of the world, everything in this world, and you have not followed the ordinance that what I think God really wanted us as a people to do, and that is to ensure that all of us live comfortably, all of us. You share what you have, and so everybody can live comfortably. I have yet to see a man who have acquired everything go into the grave and carry the stuff that they have acquired with them into the grave onto the other side. That is where this part comes in. You know, so many people have so much for the next 5, 6, 7 generations, and yet they are here, they still want more. They have not even bothered to help the poor man on the side of the street yet, or even a whole community that needs the help to try to get up to another level. They see people struggling, And you have some people naturally out here struggling, Scrooge,
Yes, sir.
because they can't do no better.
Yes,
And
sir.
these same people, with everything that they have for the next 7, 8, 9 generations, I mean, their children and their children's children will still be well off after they would have left the earth.
And
But they have not even looked down on one person
To help.
who even really tried
Yeah.
to keep their head above water. They're not helping. So I'm not saying all of them are like that.
Yes, sir.
Because you have some people who are doing it,
Yes, sir.
but they don't want people to know
Yeah,
what they're doing.
they're very secretive.
Exactly.
Yeah,
but
they
I'm
don't.
talking to those who have
And-
everything,
Yes, sir.
and they just throw it in front of your face. They know they got it, but yet when you try to get to the next level,
Yes, sir.
the power. See, along with power comes that money.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I want you to notice it carefully. A person who has wealth has power.
Mm-hmm.
And you may not have wealth like they do, but they have the power to stop you from getting to where you want to go
Yes, sir.
or what you want to be because of the opportunities that you have. They may have control over the opportunity or over the people who have the control over the opportunities.
Yes,
This
sir.
is what we have to stop in this country.
Yes, sir.
Okay?
Yes, sir.
We need to build our people. This is why today, in closing, I said on a talk show on Guardian Radio today, our biggest problem is you talk about majority rule, but majority rule does not rule in this country
No,
only
it
at
does not.
one time during the election.
Yes.
Whereas the financial prosperity that I think Sir Lyndon and the first cabinet of the Commonwealth of the Bahamas in the first 3 terms he was in that he spoke to, where's that financial prosperity for the Bahamian people? I end my commentary here, okay?
Yes,
Thanks
sir.
for taking my call.
Yes, sir. Thanks very much for calling in. The callers did a wonderful job here tonight. I don't even think I'd be able to get on BPL tonight. I'd have to probably do the show next week. But I'd just like to say this. The caller talked about, so much people have acquired a lot of wealth, and they acquired so much wealth that they have enough to last 7 generations in their family line. So they've accumulated millions and millions of dollars, and they still want more. That is called greed. The caller, the texter said a little earlier, he said that is greed. Men want more. And then, the previous caller just now, he stated, that, those who have so much, not all, but he also stated that there are a lot who remain anonymous. And I know a lot of people who are wealthy and they like to be anonymous. And the only reason you get to know that I'm in contact with them is because I feel within my heart that I should let people out there know in the country that there are people out there who are wealthy. Once you're a person who's doing good and they feel that you're insincere, wealthy people will come help you as best as they can. You have a lot of anonymous wealthy people in the country who do a lot of charity work in the country, and they get upset when you call their names. They get upset. So sometimes you might even lose your connection. Even though you try to do it for a good cause, but there are people like that. And I know a lot of people like that who I'm working with to help build the community centers and build up the community that I reside in. We have a lot of people like that. So yeah, I think that, we are in this position that we're in now is because, we have destroyed our core values. And I think that, we don't respect husband, wife, boyfriend, girlfriend. We don't have no respect for people's property no more. So it's very important that we start to train and educate our kids on what is right in the country. Sparky literally, he talked about the Constitution, and he talked about 1 or 2 good points what he was making in reference to Christianity. And let me just say this again. I just want those who are listening, I have nothing against Christianity, okay? But I know the truth about Christianity, and Christianity was the way it's supposed to be in this country. The Bahamas, as we speak, which is the 3rd richest country in this part of the Western Hemisphere, right? Dollar for dollar with the U.S., okay? $700, 700 keys. We get the best air. We have the best water. We have some of the deepest blue holes. We have resources of fish, salt, aragonite, land. You understand? And yet still, with all this Christianity, with all this God and Jesus, right? We have one of the most highest divorce rate after COVID-19 in this country. We had 50-some murders. Last year we were at 100. Year before last we were about 100. We were seeing corruption from the top to the bottom. So when we see the Stephen Dye Stubbs again parade and go in the court, we also seeing high prolific politicians involving in violent crime or involving some kind of corruption. So we've seen it all around. Then tell me, if we say we're praising God and praising Jesus, we have more churches in the Bahamas than what the great Rome has in Rome. We have over 5,000 churches in the Bahamas. Baptist, Catholic, you understand? Seventh-day Adventist. Just about every corner there's a church. But yet still, we have high unemployment. We have a high murder rate. We have high divorces in the country. High child abuse, okay? Food is high, okay? So you tell me, if we say we this Christian nation and we always quick to point about Haiti and their voodoo, what if our Christianity is voodoo too? You ever thought about that? We might be saying Haiti got voodoo. But if we look at Christianity, because we look at where Christianity really came from, it came when the Romans add their Christianity to it. Okay? Think about it. Think about it. Look at what's going on in the Vatican City. And the Vatican City is what heads our church here in the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. Y'all don't remember when Perry Gladstone Christie went out to Vatican City? And when he came back and put bar on the Bahamian people. And listen to these words. How Vatican is spelled? Now, I can't spell too good, right? Let me see if I can get this right. VAT is V-A-T, right? The Vatican City is, let me see, V-A-T-I-A-N, right? Perry Christie went to the Vatican City. When he came back, he introduced value-added tax. Y'all, this making any sense to y'all? All right? And that was the PLP government report. Value-added tax in the country. Now it's Brave Davis who bring it down from 12% to 10%. Menace came in and he increased it to 12. Davis administration came in and he brought it down to 10. You understand? But listen what I'm saying to you, people. When Mr. Christie went to Rome, and when he came back, we had bought a lot of tax. And then if you listen where he went, the Vatican City. So there's nothing new under the sun. That's why Christ said, give unto Caesar what is due unto Caesar, and give God what is due unto God. So there's nothing new under the sun, and we inherit the system. And that system is the Roman Catholic Church, which is basically the leading church in our country. Now, I'm saying to the Bahamian people in our country, we inherit a system that is not of ours. But we're in the Bahamas. So if we look at the Ten Commandments and do what we're supposed to do with the Ten Commandments, we could use something that was meant to brainwash us and actually use it for good. Because Christians are supposed to be kind, they're supposed to be caring, and they're supposed to be concerned. And they're supposed to be able to help their neighbors. You understand? So that's why I say to me, Christianity could be similar to voodoo. Now, they're worshiping in Haiti, I don't really know, right? Certain parts of Haiti. Not everyone in Haiti use voodoo. Not everyone over here is a Christian, like like Sparky stated, some people are Muslim, some people are atheists here in the country. So, yeah. We have one more call? We're going to take this last call tonight. Next week, we're going to talk about the BPL. I'm going to make sure we do the BPL talks next week. I'm going to keep the newspaper because, we're on the topic and it just extend it over time. So, cheaper just wait till next week and continue the topic. So, next week, we talk with BPL. We talk about the bar deal, what Michael Pentara is saying, and then Penn insists government entering a reasonable deal for BPL, and this is in the Nassau Guardian. So we're going to keep these two newspapers for next week's Godspell Live, and then we can continue this conversation about BPL, if it's private and etc. So go ahead, caller. You're on Inside in the City. You're still there? Are they left?
Hello.
Hey, good night.
Hey, Mr. Scrooge.
Everything blessed, brother.
I was listening to your show, man. It's good talk, good show. But that last part you was talking about the resources of this country,
yeah,
right? And then the Christian people. Where we had pastors talk about the natural resources and all these things, right?
Yes, sir.
You even have one in Parliament who stand up and spoke about it.
Yes, sir.
But look at what they're doing. Sitting down and be quiet. They're supposed to be the ones leading the charge to make sure our government do what is right,
Yeah, that's right. That's what Christianity all about.
But
that's
money corrupts, man.
That's right. They're speaking on behalf. Yes.
Give them a piece of land, shut them up. Give them a little contract, shut them up. But they're supposed to be man with principles.
And you think the pastors up getting contracts?
You know what I mean? I see a video with Fernando.
Mm-hmm.
He's speaking about it.
Wow.
Why he wouldn't stand up and take a charge and bring everybody together to deal with this matter. They probably didn't send him small too. You know what I mean?
Go ahead, sir.
It's sad, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But they want you to look up to them. I mean, as far as I know, they're supposed to be men of principle.
Yep.
If you're men of principle, you pastors stand up and fight, man.
You know what I'm saying, sir? Not to cut you off. I'm seeing on the podiums of these campaign tables, you're seeing these pastors, them speaking on behalf of the party.
Exactly. And they know what's going on. The whole Bahamas know what's going on.
Pastors.
You know what I mean? But they rather just sit down and don't do nothing.
Pastors is
the government know. The government know they ain't going to do nothing.
Yeah.
That's why they're doing what they're doing to the people.
Yes. Got them under their boot. Got the pastors.
You see
yes.
The people ain't supposed to be living like this country,
Yes,
man.
yes, sir.
You know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
Every time you ride on this road, every time you look, people
someone begging you.
Huh?
Costing your bumper.
People can't keep the light on.
You're costing the people teeth for your bumper.
But yet still they will give contracts and all these big things. All the same people making the same, always getting richer and richer every 5 years.
And giving pastors crown land.
And they're getting richer and richer every 5 years, while everybody else getting poor.
And the pastors getting crown land, and they're building
I want to know how they feel. I would like to know how the MPs feel that they've got to carry food to this community, man.
And that's
why you got to carry food to this community?
And we supposed to be
bragging about the $10 billion economy.
Yeah, say it again.
So they're always bragging about it. How we got a $10 billion economy.
And we got to.
Where is money going?
No, we are not benefiting. Not at the time.
Who's benefiting?
The people to the top.
Then they always say, we're doing the investment for the Bahamian people.
They doing the investment.
We could invest.
They doing the investment.
How the people poor? Who could invest?
Yes.
Only the same people who got the money?
Yes, sir. You're right.
So only them getting richer and richer?
Yes, sir.
Man, they got to do better in this country, man. You're pastors and go there, you got to stand up.
The pastors,
night, brother.
Thank you very much. Boss, I'm glad you said that. You opened a can of soup just now because, yes, we see pastors stand up and go into these political rallies and conventions and speaking on stage, but they're not speaking on behalf of God and what God said to do. They're involved in politics. We are pastors who's PLP, we are pastors who's F&M, and guess what? They're having these services where they invite the MP to come and the MP speaking at these engagements. Let me ask you a question. I ain't criticizing. Okay? But do you think a person who is not what you call a Christian or whatever the situation is should be allowed to speak in the church on behalf of the government and they're talking with the government in the church? Let me ask you a question. See, this way we get this Christianity thing mixed up with God's word. You can't serve two masters. You understand? And a lot of our pastors in this country are serving two masters, and they're preaching to people, and they're getting a lot of people a lot of demons. You understand? Like I said, we talked a little earlier, you having funerals, and then you're watching all these young girls assemble outside. And you're going to allow these young girls to come in the church, to sit down, and these young ladies are beautiful. You know, some of them have some shape out of this world. So even if I'm going to resist temptation as a pastor, and I'm a man, and I see all these beautiful young girls coming up and down the church, and then, you know, I'm preaching and I'm looking around before the church service starts, and my eyes going to be exposed, and some of these ladies are sitting on the front row seat, and you're up on the podium, and their dress is so short. You know, they're sharing their bosom, they're sharing their panty line, and some of the dresses are so short, and they look so beautiful, but also make you look real bad because it's a funeral, it's a church thing. You know, dress, stick up on them, you know, look good, but it's not the appropriate place, and ladies should not be showing their beautiful body and expose it to the world. You know, why the pastors don't speak on these things? You know, you don't have to say it right there in front of them. You could pull them on the side, or you could say to the front of you don't want to one man, no short dresses and place dress before you come into church, and then put a little thing on how you like for the females to come to the church. You know, so that they'd say, boy, you can't go to the church unless you wear certain things. Because I don't want to get embarrassed. You know, the pastor could talk about the short dress that we're entering the church with. And anything I'm going to explain. You know? Yeah, these things that it's happening in our country. That's why I say this Christianity thing, you know, it's a serious thing, you know. Serious thing. You know, and I wonder how you're expecting for persons who aren't involved in the Word of God to accept the Word of God. You know, so the church got to step up, you know, got to step up, got to speak. You know, high unemployment, you need to hear pastors talk about high unemployment, we need to hear about child abuse, you know, we need to hear the pastors speak of Stephen and all Nathaniel them and all the prophets, John the Baptist. They spoke to the leaders and kings of that time and tell them what they were doing wrong. You know, the caller talked about David, you know, when he got lectures from the prophet, you know. We got to apply the so-called Christianity in the lives of Bahamians. You know, we got a few more minutes. It's actually 8 o'clock. So time is completely gone. So I just like to say this to each and every one and we go down. Listen, don't go around people's house, okay? Don't do it. Have respect for the wife or have respect for the girlfriend in their residence, okay? Friends, if you and your friend are going through something like this, give your friend some good advice. Look at what happened to the young lady when you go around people's house. If you was home and you stayed home, that wouldn't happen. If you was a good friend, you would have instructed your friend not to go around there because bad things could happen. People ain't even worrying about the police no more. They worry about afterwards. So, friends, if you are a friend, talk to your female friend, talk to your male friend, you know. And then friends, when you go, let me give you a prime example. I can see this. I have my friend, Inspector Marco Cordet, and he comes by me. This is my friend from back in the day, basically one of my closest friends. So he's married, and, you know, I know his wife personally, all right? I'm not married, okay? And this is what a real friend is. Sometimes we go to the bar or nightclub, and he'd be standing up there. And he know better than to even think about talking to a woman around me, my boy Marco Codet. Because I'm responsible for him. So when he tells his wife he's going to Scrooge or Scoochie, He is my responsibility. As long as he is with me, he can't even look at no woman around me. I'd be doing all the talking with the woman. Him, I let him know he married, off limits. And he ain't even looking because he know what I'm going to say to him. He ain't doing nothing now, but he know. He know this. And that's what a real friend is, because I know his wife is a good woman, something I'm looking for. And if I was able to find a woman like that in my life, I would do my best not to screw things up, follow God's way, so that I could try to live a good life. And he knows it. And that's what a friend is. You know? He know that. Because even though his wife is not with him, she is in the presence with me. Because I'm going to make sure he goes home to his wife. And don't go then you hook up with no young girl out there who looking for something to mess up his marriage, and then he's going to be miserable in the next couple of years. You understand? That's what a real friend is. And you need friends like that. And that is being Christian. That is Christianity about, not about the word Christian. You understand? Each and every one of us have God, and we have Yahshua inside of us, who we call Jesus. Okay? And all of us know what's right and what's wrong. Okay? Save your life. Okay? Make better decisions so you stay out of prison. Okay? Because if you go to people's house, where they live, the people has a right to defend themselves. Okay? So please, ladies, gentlemen, you have a problem with somebody, don't go around their house. Yeah. Okay? We are completely out of time. And I'm your host, Valentino Brown, host of the talk show Inside the Inner City. It's a pleasure to be your host. We had a wonderful, wonderful conversation here on Guiding Radio. And you know, we always talk real life. We talk facts. And we talk solutions. And I respect each and every one of you who call on the show, because you guys create a good audience. And we end up having a good conversation on things that matters the most in the country and topics that we need to have discussion on. So it's my pleasure to be your host. Again, my name is Valentino Brown, a.k.a. Scrooge or Scroogey. I'll see you next week on Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. Drive safe. Have fun.
La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. I represent Bahamian people. I from Nassau, Bahamas, big up Baytown, bro. Boy, I from Baytown, bro.